Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Krame Center for Mindful Living. Welcome back to those of you who are a regular part of our mindfulness community and meditation group. And a warm welcome to those of you who are joining us for the first time. Just a little bit about us. We are a global nonprofit organization whose mission is to make the benefits of mindfulness, self-compassion, and positive psychology accessible to all. Our goal is to help people become more resilient and live better lives through our various programs. We offer affordable pricing and scholarships, as well as these free weekly meditations. And this week, we will be concluding our current theme, Learning to Love Ourselves, with the theme of today, loving kindness for ourselves. So today we will explore how cultivating kindness for ourselves really begins with self-appreciation. It's important to consider that the first relationship that we must nurture is the one with ourselves before we can bring kindness to those around us. Appreciating our own good qualities precedes our ability to offer ourselves loving kindness, because when we take time to recognize our strengths and good qualities, we boost our confidence, we become more self-compassionate, and we're more likely to show up for others in a kind and compassionate way. When we can see and acknowledge the goodness in ourselves, it's easier to have greater self-compassion when we perceive that we've fallen short in some way. And it becomes easier to accept our weaknesses when we're able to recognize our good qualities and strengths as well. And when we do fall short, we can have the sense that it does not define us as being inadequate or irreparably flawed. Right? With this mindset, it becomes much easier to extend loving kindness to ourselves in the moments that we do fail or fall short. And when we're able to offer ourselves self-compassion and kindness, we can allow it to ripple out to others. Just as the heart must first fill itself before it can pump blood to the rest of the body, we must first fill ourselves before we can radiate out to others. And Pema Chodron says, compassion for others begins with kindness to ourselves, right? So that's fundamental. And last week we explored how savoring and gratitude can enhance our positive emotions, happiness, and well-being. And just as these practices promote positive emotions, they also provide a foundation for self-appreciation to grow. Appreciating our good qualities means that we have the capacity to savor them and to be grateful for them. But the truth is that for many of us, we can be grateful for many things in our lives, large and small, but we are rarely grateful for positive qualities in ourselves. We tend to criticize ourselves and focus on our inadequacies, our perceived inadequacies, and take our good qualities for granted. And this really gives us a skewed perspective of who we are. Think about it. Many of us find it difficult or uncomfortable to receive a compliment, so we don't take it in. But when we receive the slightest negative feedback, we tend to fixate on it. Does that sound familiar? And for many of us, it even feels uncomfortable to think about what's good about ourselves. So that's why it takes a conscious effort to acknowledge our own goodness. And it's not self-centered, it's self-care. So there are some reasons that account for why it's so hard to celebrate or be grateful for our good qualities. And the research seems to indicate that it might be due in part to one or more of the following. We don't want to alienate friends by seeming to brag. We unconsciously believe that good qualities are not problems to be fixed, so we don't need to focus on them. Perhaps we're afraid of falling off of a pedestal, or we may fear that it may cause jealousy, which can make us feel more alone and isolated. So I just want to share with you from the works of Dr. Kristen Neff and Dr. Christopher Germer on self-compassion, there are two insights that allow us to feel less separate and less alone, and thereby more able to appreciate our good qualities. And they are first, common humanity. Everyone has strengths and good qualities, right? Acknowledging that I have some good qualities doesn't mean that I'm superior to others. I might be better at this, and you are better at that. And then the second thing is what's known as interdependent causality, right? Our strengths and good qualities are due, at least in part, to multiple factors outside of ourselves, including the beneficial influence that others have had on us. And by recognizing the contribution of others, we can continue to feel connected, even as we allow ourselves to recognize our own strengths. And then furthermore, if we apply the three components of self-compassion to our positive qualities, as well as our negative ones, we can appreciate ourselves more fully, right? We're a whole person, the good, the bad, the ugly. The first component of self-compassion is mindfulness, right? We need to be mindful of our good qualities rather than taking them for granted. And the second is common humanity. We need to remember common humanity, that all people have good qualities, so we don't feel separate from or superior to others. And then the third is self-kindness. We need to be kind to ourselves by expressing our appreciation, even if it's just an inner dialogue. And the truth is that self-appreciation is not selfish because it provides the emotional buoyancy and self-confidence needed to be able to give of ourselves to others and to the world. And I just want to share with you one of my all-time favorite quotes. It's an excerpt from A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. And she, excuse me, and she says, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It's our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Well, actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel secure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. I just love that quote. All right, so we're going to be moving into our meditation. So taking a comfortable seat and closing your eyes if that feels right for you in this moment. And then taking 3 deep breaths at your own pace. And just letting your awareness drop into the body. And then perhaps inviting a sense of arrival in the space that you're in the chair that you're sitting in, right? And then in your own body, coming home, arriving at the door to your own being. So just tuning in with awareness, maybe taking your internal temperature. How am I in this moment? And allowing yourself to be just as you are, but just noticing how you are in this moment. Perhaps feeling a little bit of ease We're beginning to settle, or maybe not. Maybe your mind is still lingering on something that came before, or perhaps thinking about something that's going to come later on. So, without any judgments about how you are in this moment, perhaps just seeing if you can let go of whatever came before and also let go of what has yet to come. So, just being here, giving yourself permission to be as you are, present in this moment, simply being with yourself and for yourself, showing up for you. And now, as you're ready, narrowing the focus of your attention onto the breath. Allowing the breath to be just as it is, simply following each inhalation and each exhalation, one breath at a time, moment by moment. Maybe just tuning into where the breath is most prominently felt for you in this moment, whether that's the belly rising and falling, chest expanding and contracting with each breath. Or perhaps it's a coolness at the back of the throat as you inhale, and a warmth or moisture at the nostrils as you exhale. So just being with the breath wherever you can feel it. One breath in, one breath out. Another breath in, another breath out. So continuing to keep awareness close to the breath. And if the mind wanders, that's fine. Just gently guiding your awareness back to the breath. Coming home to the breath over and over again. And now with the next breath, the invitation is to think about 3 or 4 things that you appreciate about yourself. Perhaps noticing that the first few things that come up may be somewhat superficial. So see if you can open to what you really deep down like about yourself, appreciate about yourself, know is a strength that allows you to show up in the world in a particular way. Maybe settling now on one thing that you appreciate about yourself. And also know if you experience any uneasiness in this practice, please make some space for whatever you're feeling and let yourself be just as you are. And remember that you aren't saying you always show these good qualities or that you're better than others. You are simply acknowledging that this too is true. And so allowing yourself to focus on one quality in particular that you appreciate about yourself. Noticing how it feels in this moment to be appreciating a quality that's yours, a goodness in you, a strength in you. Just allowing yourself to really soak in this sense of appreciation and maybe even savoring this good quality about yourself and how it feels in this moment to be appreciating you. And now I'm going to invite you to consider if there are any people who helped you develop this good quality. You know, maybe friends, parents, teachers, even authors of books who had a positive impact on your life. And just taking your time, because there may be several, there may be many coming to mind. And as you think of each positive influence, sending them some appreciation as well. Who helped foster this good quality in yourself that you appreciate, that you like? That you're honoring in this moment. And then taking a moment to consider that when we honor ourselves, we are automatically paying tribute to those who influenced us along the way. Let yourself savor just for this moment, feeling good about yourself, letting it soak in. Noticing if there are any feelings or emotions that are arising, perhaps a feeling of contentment or peace, or just an overall sense of well being, lightness, maybe even a bit of joy. And now, if it feels right, perhaps offering yourself a soothing or supportive touch and letting yourself feel the gentle touch or warmth of your hand, whether it's a hand over the heart or on your belly or anywhere else that it may feel supportive for you. And beginning to connect once again with your breathing, feeling the sensation of breathing in and breathing out. And now beginning to offer yourself some kindness. Perhaps just breathing in for yourself again and again, or maybe offering yourself an inner smile with each breath, or perhaps letting some words ride on your breathing, such as, may I be happy and free from hardship. May I be happy and free from hardship. Just allowing yourself to offer yourself some kindness whether it's that simple connection of your own hand or an inner smile of welcome, welcoming yourself with your goodness into this moment. Riding the waves of your own breath with kind words. May I be happy and free from hardship. May I be happy and free from hardship. And now, as you're ready, just releasing the practice and just resting in your own experience, just as you are. As we finish with a poem by Derek Walcott, Love After Love. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, sit here, eat. You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you have ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life. And then as you're ready, wiggling fingers and toes, perhaps a gentle stretch in the neck, and then opening your eyes, readjusting to the space. Thank you, everyone, for your practice. So our weekly invitation, or my weekly invitation this week, is to take some time to honor your own good qualities and take some time to savor them, appreciate them, and acknowledge any feelings of gratitude that arise. And as you honor your own good qualities, perhaps also thinking of those people in your life that helped shape these qualities in you and sending warm wishes their way. So I have one announcement for the summer. And in order for everyone to enjoy the warm weather and longer days, the Krame Center for Mindful Living will be featuring pre-recorded meditations for the months of July and August. We invite you to continue your practice at a time that fits within your summer schedule. And we will also feature weekly recordings of guest speakers addressing relevant topics. So check our weekly email. And once again, thank you for your practice. Take good care and see you soon.